Fleet Admiral Kethvar studied the tactical display with satisfaction, his 4 eyes tracking the movement of 10,000 warships as they approached the Centauran system. The hegemony's combined armada stretched across space like a glittering constellation of death, representing 7 species united under one banner of conquest. "The orbital defenses are pitiful," reported his tactical officer, a serpentine Vithkai whose scales rippled with anticipation. 300 defensive platforms, maybe 400 fighters. The Centaurans will fall within 6 rotations. Kethvar's mandibles clicked approvingly. The Centauran coalition had been a thorn in the hegemony side for decades, their stubborn independence preventing the natural expansion of superior civilizations. Today, that would end. "Signal all fleet commanders," he ordered, his voice carrying the authority of absolute power. "Begin the final approach. Let them witness the futility of resistance." The Armada moved forward like a tide of metal and plasma, weapons priming, shields humming with energy. Kethvar had personally overseen this campaign's planning for 3 years. Every contingency had been calculated, every weakness exploited. The Centaurans possessed decent technology, but lacked the industrial might to face a force of this magnitude. Victory was inevitable. Then, the long-range sensors began screaming. "Admiral!" The sensor operator's voice cracked with confusion. "Unknown contacts dropping out of hyperspace. Vector, they're coming from the Terran sectors." Kethvar's blood chilled. The Terrans, humans, were supposed to be a minor species confined to their backwater systems. Intelligence reports dismissed them as technologically inferior, politically fractured, and strategically irrelevant. "How many ships?" he demanded. The operator's manipulator appendages danced across his console. "I'm reading. This can't be right. 7,000 vessels, Admiral. But the energy signatures..." The main display shifted, showing the new arrivals. Kethvar's hearts nearly stopped. The human ships were unlike anything in the galactic databases. Angular, predatory designs that seemed to absorb light rather than reflect it. They moved with an eerie synchronization that suggested technological sophistication far beyond current estimates. "Sir," the communications officer interrupted, "we're receiving a transmission from the human fleet. It's addressed to us." On screen, a figure materialized in the holographic display, bipedal as expected, but there was something unsettling about the human's calm demeanor. She wore what appeared to be a military uniform, her expression utterly neutral. "I am Admiral Sarah Chen of the Terran Defense Initiative," the human said, her voice carrying across the bridge with disturbing clarity. "You are ordered to withdraw from Centauran space immediately." Kethvar's mandibles spread in what his species considered laughter. "Human, you are vastly outnumbered. We count 7,000 of your vessels against 10,000 of ours. Withdraw, and we may permit your species to continue existing." The human's expression didn't change. "Admiral, you seem to be operating under several misconceptions. First, we weren't invited to this conflict, we invited ourselves. Second, you're not outnumbered. You're outgunned." Before Kethvar could respond, the tactical display exploded with new information. The human ships were changing. What had appeared to be 7,000 vessels began separating, unfolding, revealing their true nature. Each ship wasn't a single vessel, but a cluster of interconnected modules that could operate independently or in perfect coordination. 42,000 individual combat units, the sensor operator whispered. "Admiral, their smallest fighters are reading energy signatures comparable to our heavy cruisers." Admiral Chen continued speaking as if she could hear their bridge conversations. "Third misconception. You assumed this was about territory. It's
not. It's about principle. Humanity doesn't tolerate genocide, especially not against our friends."
"Friends?" Kethvar snarled. "The Centaurans are not even your allies. They asked for help. That's enough." Chen's image gestured, and the human formation shifted with mechanical precision. "You have 30 seconds to begin withdrawal, or we'll demonstrate why uninvited guests sometimes become the life of the party." Kethvar looked at his tactical display. Even outnumbered 4-1, the hegemony fleet retained significant advantages. Superior armor, proven tactics, experienced crews. These humans had never faced a force like this. "Open fire," he ordered. "All ships, engage the human fleet." The space between the armadas erupted in violent light as 10,000 hegemony vessels unleashed their full firepower. Plasma bolts, antimatter torpedoes, and quantum disruptors painted deadly streaks across the void. The human response was different. Instead of the expected return barrage, the Terran fleet seemed to dance. Ships moved in impossible patterns, coordinating with inhuman precision. Their weapons fired in calculated sequences that created cascading failures across hegemony formations. It wasn't just superior technology. It was as if they were fighting an entirely different war. "Admiral," his tactical officer reported, panic creeping into his voice. "We're losing ships faster than our targeting systems can track. Their accuracy, rate is impossible. They're hitting critical systems with every shot." Kethvar watched in horror as his magnificent armada began to crumble. The humans fought like a single organism, each ship anticipating not just enemy movements but the actions of every other friendly vessel. They turned the three-dimensional battlefield into a symphony of destruction where every note was perfectly timed. In 12 minutes, the hegemony's invincible armada was reduced to scattered, burning hulks. Admiral Chen's image reappeared on the main screen, her expression still unnervingly calm. "Admiral Kethvar, your fleet is disabled, but your crews are alive. We'll provide coordinates for evacuation beacons. When you report back to your superiors, please convey humanity's formal diplomatic position. We don't start fights, but we do finish them." As rescue ships arrived to collect the survivors, Kethvar realized the galaxy had fundamentally changed. Humanity hadn't just won a battle. They'd revealed themselves as a force that could reshape the balance of power across known space. The hegemony had promised total victory. Humanity had delivered total humility instead, uninvited but absolutely necessary. And somewhere in the aftermath, as Centauran civilians celebrated their unexpected salvation, the universe learned that sometimes the best guests are the ones who crash the party when bullies get too comfortable.